What's up, everybody? Today I want to dispel some confusion around the idea of detachment and compare it to the concept of importance in the Reality Transurfing book. I think these two terms are very similar, but I think we often get them confused. Detachment to me always sounded like it was very impersonal and inhuman, whereas the idea of importance in Reality Transurfing just sort of landed better for me and made a lot of sense. I think a lot of people are under the impression that they have to completely detach from what it is that they want, making them into some inhuman sort of robotic type of person. And I don't think that's true at all. In fact, I'm gonna dig deep into both of these concepts, compare and contrast them, and so that you can get a good understanding of what this actually means and how to apply it in your life. If that sounds great to you, watch all the way to the end of this video. I'm going to illustrate it, and I would love to invite you into my school group where we go even further into these concepts. Enjoy the video. We know in Reality Transurfing that we do not get what we wish for. Our dreams don't come true, and neither do our hopes. That's the truest thing that I've ever heard anybody put in print. Because every dream, every single thing that I've hoped for and pined for and wished I'd wanted, wished I could have so bad, has eluded me to the point of absolute frustration. Guys, that's why I don't have hair, okay? So I read the Reality Transurfing book, and he says you need to reduce importance. He doesn't say completely let go. He doesn't say you can't think things are important. Certainly things are important. If you don't file your taxes, there's gonna come a knock at the door. And we want to avoid that at any cost. But when it comes to this idea of detachment, it seems cold, it seems frigid, and it seems frankly like a personality disorder or something like that, where you just can't care about the things or people in your life that do matter to you, okay? So I wanna take these two concepts and peel them apart a little bit and then put them back together, because detachment doesn't necessarily mean that you can't have a desire or a wish or a longing for something. Now, what we want to replace that with is a pure intention, so that what we're doing is moving toward the thing that which we're seeking to put into our lives, not trying to grasp for it, not trying to be thirsty or needy about it, but by saying, hey, this is the thing that I want, and I know that I deserve to have it. There's nothing necessarily that special about it. I haven't placed it on a pedestal. And so from that, I can detach from the expectation that this is going to make my life fulfilling. That once I get this carrot on a stick, then everything's gonna finally be okay. And it's all gonna start to work out in my favor. But instead, we can shift that to saying, hey, look, this is something that exists in the world. I exist in the world. We all exist in the world. No one's more or less significant than any other person. I allow myself to be exactly as I am, and I allow everyone else to be exactly as they are. And therefore, since I have this desire, if I can turn it into intention, then it is mine already. At that point, I take steps to the letterbox, the mail is delivered, and I'm able to have the thing at which I seek. When we put too much importance or attach too much significance onto something, we're building it up into this giant idea or this unattainable goal that seems like such a big deal. And by limiting that, by lessening that, by understanding that we are already deserving of anything that is in this reality, then it makes it to where we can just walk over and get the thing. It's gonna take some action, it's gonna take some iteration, and it's gonna take a little bit of effort on our part. But once we can let go of that excess potential, that importance, then all of a sudden the path to it becomes much simpler, much easier. We can literally just walk over and get the thing. It's like going to the newsstand to buy a paper. It's not something that you do in the morning over your coffee like, oh my God, I got to get a newspaper. It's a big deal. You know, it's like you just walk out of the house, you walk down the street, you buy the newspaper, you come home, you read the newspaper. And the same thing can be true with anything that it is that we're pursuing in our life. It doesn't mean that you completely detach from ever wanting the newspaper. You're like, of course I want a newspaper. I want to read the newspaper, or I want a book. I'm going to get that book. Cool. I know I can walk down to the bookstore. I can grab the book. It doesn't have to be this crazy experience with all of these emotions. But what the mind likes to do is it likes to turn things into a more complicated series of events than what's actually required. The beauty of reality transurfing is that we are able to get what we want with a path of least resistance. Not no resistance, least resistance. Water flows downhill, but if a rock goes boop right there, it still has to go around the rock. It's still gonna have to move. And we wanna go with the flow, and we wanna go with the flow in a way where we're not like attached to a certain direction or a certain outcome or a series of lateral events. And so that is what detachment is also teaching us. In the Bhagavad Gita, it says that we are entitled to the action, but not the fruit of the action, so that we can take satisfaction in that we did the thing that we wanted to do to get us to our goal and not worry so much about the goal. The goal itself is actually a byproduct of the action that we're taking, not something that's guaranteed, not something that we can control. And very often that goal or that thing that we are going to accomplish through intention actually turns out to be better, and it comes in a more efficient manner than we ever could have planned for with a strategy in our mind, by being attached, by being forceful and controlling about how it would come into play. So I think detachment is very likely kind of a misdefined concept in our culture. It really means letting go of the outcome. It doesn't mean that you don't care, that you're some cold, robotic person that has no desire or emotion in them. It just means that you're willing to be flexible, that you're willing to be open, and that you're willing to take steps and actions and iterate in order to get to the outcome that which you seek. And you'll use intention to get there, not hope, which is empty, not daydreaming on your couch and not ever taking action, but actual intention, which is like moving your finger. How much do I have to think about moving my finger? I just know that I want to move my finger and I move my finger. It's that simple. The same thing is true with anything in life. Otherwise, we overcomplicate it and then we start to attribute excess significance and importance to it. And if I go, oh, it's such a big deal that I move my finger, oh, it makes it so much harder. Just move the finger, right? And so that's the sort of flow that we want to get into. That's the ease that we want to lean into, and we want to let go of our perceived outcome and the importance there and just take steps enjoying the process. Instead of setting a goal of getting something, instead we can create a process where the goal comes about naturally. And I'll give you a quick example, then I'll be right out of here. If I want to get in a better physical shape, I could make a goal to lose 20 pounds. What normally happens with that? Someone does make the goal, they lose 20 pounds, they eat a bunch of rice cakes, they hate their life for 3 months, they lose the 20 pounds, then after that, they put on 40. Happens all the time. Now, if I create a process, that process is basically going to take care of the results for me. So if I say I'm going to go to the gym 4 times a week and I'm going to get 10,000 steps a day, it doesn't really matter what the goal was. I'm going to get into better and better and better health. And probably instead of just losing 20 pounds, I'm going to lose 25 or 30. And then the importance of looking a certain way can go away. That stress, that pressure on our system begins to dissolve and fade because it's not about the outcome anymore. We're just walking to the mailbox. We're just going to buy the book. So I just wanted to clarify those two topics and hopefully share with you a way that thinking about this through the lens of importance might be able to help and be a little bit more human than this idea of detachment. I don't think the detachment is incorrect. I think we've misinterpreted it in a way that sounds cold and frigid. So I wanted to share that with you. I hope that that's something that's helpful to you. And if you've enjoyed this video, I want to invite you to come and hop into our school group where we teach reality transurfing, all these concepts, how to reduce importance, how to allow yourself to have, how to use visualization and the slide technique in order to get to your goal and in order to make it the most efficient way possible so that you're not fighting against yourself. There's not a ton of resistance here. You're just taking action. You're just creating a process where the outcome comes completely by itself. We have weekly calls in there, and I have a free course just for you. You can hop in there right now and start learning this model. I encourage you to do it. I want you to learn it. I hope it's helpful for you, and I appreciate you taking time for watching this video. We're here at the Chattanooga Choo Choo, and we'll see you on the track.